Boom. We here.
Let's go.
We live. To my right side, by way of Louisiana, REEZY.
Woo! Let's go.
First time in the Bay.
Yes, sir.
You heard?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. We've been chatting for a little bit, and I've been
Yeah.
like, hey, you need to come down. And we've been going back. We're trying to figure out dates, but me and T were chilling one time, and she was like going through your shit, and she was like, why is this nigga not down here? And I was like, you're right, and I hit you. And he was like, man, I could come. I could pull up.
Yeah.
So we got it situated. I got to meet mom and pop
Yep.
and have a little talk first, and now you here, first time in the Bay.
It was written.
Come on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Fire.
Why
How's
was
it
oh
No, go ahead.
I was about to say why on your scroll did you have that sense of urgency of getting him here? What did you feel and see that made you be like, nigga?
Well, the most important thing about getting anybody out here is like, can they rap?
Yeah.
But like really rap.
Yeah.
And you could for sure rap. Like
Yeah.
that was certain. I had seen you a while ago, and I just hadn't like pressed the line yet, because with Russ, it really got to be somebody that like you will really like push for. It can't just be like, this is cool, because then eventually he not gonna want to see when you bring somebody who's like really great, you know. So I seen it, and I was like, this nigga tight, whatever. I put you on my story, and I was just watching, and then I think he showed up on my feed again, and I went to like look at your page, and I just really saw like how after it you are, and like creatively and consistently, and it was like, bro, this is the kind of person that we try to propel. Why is he not here?
Thank you. It's like you gotta, like, someone that you see in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the type of people you want, like, around you. Like, someone you see yourself in. You know what I'm saying?
Was that train clip your first like big viral moment?
No, it wasn't. I was rapping over this Outkast sample when I turned 19. The song was called 19, and we was just walking around, like, just recording clips. My girlfriend was recording clips from me, and we was just recording, and that hit, like, I think it had, like, 2 million and, like, 337,000 shares and
Sheesh.
300,000 likes or something. And then, like, a couple months go by, then I do, like, this video, and I'm wearing, like, black and white, and I'm rapping in front of this, like, abandoned hospital with a Martin Luther King sample, and that was, like, at 800,000. And then the streetcar one was, like, that one really hit. So that's my favorite one. So
Boom.
Yeah, that's the one I seen.
Do you know how to propel those moments? Like, have you figured out how to make those moments bigger and spread them?
I think it's like, I understand it now. Every time it happened, I didn't expect it to happen, I guess. So it was like, I wasn't prepared. Like, I was prepared, but it's like, to me, I'm just like pushing, like distributing content. So it's like when one, like you just distributing, you not even like, I ain't gonna say you're not thinking that it could happen, but I guess when you have some preparation, like if you think like every post that's gonna go out could go, what's gonna happen after? So I guess like now I guess I understand, okay, well, if this is moving, then, you know, you could run ads on it. You could get it on this platform. You could be working relationships in the meantime. So when something does go, it ain't just like you randomly hitting someone up. It's like y'all was, you know, back and forth, supporting each other for 5 months, 6 months. So nurturing. But anytime it did happen, I just really wasn't like prepared. But I'm prepared now.
Yeah.
It take a few of them like to understand what's going on, because like it could happen and then like it be so big that you don't even know how to like fathom it, because you can't grasp it. But once you like understand and know that you're capable of it and know that that's what you do, then it's like, oh, I know what to do now, like, because I do this.
What does prepared look like for you? Like when you say I know what to do now, what do you do when it goes?
I make sure that I have my email link ready, email and phone number link ready for sure. Because a lot of times I realize like people, like they'll see you and it's kind of, you gotta make them, like you gotta make them, I guess the preparation is everything you do before, so when they do find you, then like they just go through everything that you've already done, and that helps, like that's nurturing. That's the nurturing when they go through your platform, through your catalog. But I guess it's like, for me, I think about I'm not really thinking about where it will go. I'm just thinking about bringing in the audience. Like, I'm making sure I do the behind the scenes to the moment, making sure I'm doing the story behind it. So when it does go, I could kind of like build on after it, but I could keep bringing those people into the real world and what went behind that moment or something like that. So it's not just like, it's a moment. It's like a moment, and I get to see the human behind the moment because I like this person and I like what he did. So, yeah, I'm just thinking about like just capturing everything because the moment is just something they see, but it's a lot that go into what
It's
they
the
see.
follow-up.
And
Yeah, the follow-up.
You have to, every time you have a moment, there's a form of monetization behind it that I think every artist should capitalize on. Like, once you have a moment, you should go straight to that booking. You should have some type of graphic that says, if you want to book me or if you want features or you want any of this, that's an immediate thing. Second is ads.
Yeah.
When that moment go, start pushing the ad dollars behind it because you have all the data to say that this already works. Run it straight to your suggested audience that they already know who fuck with it, and keep that bitch running at the rate that it hit, because every single day you get a new followers and new people that love it, so you can expand that moment. And then that seeding phase, like when you get something that if it did $1 million, $2 million organically, it's already proven. It's already proven.
Forever, like,
niggas love these burgers. Go sell them to the world. You feel me? That way you get to like, you get the biggest bang for your buck off each moment to where it comes back and you able, you know, if a moment goes and 1 million people see it, at least 10,000 of them is going to become poor enough for you to be able to monetize. And if you get those 10,000 people to spend $10 with you, you just made 100 racks off one moment.
For real.
Sheesh. Game.
We
need a little game bell, like ding 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 ding.
Oh yeah, sprinkle me. We need a sprinkle me button.
On me.
Sprinkle me.
And I think like when you do have a moment, it's almost like you know, you repost a lot of your videos, a lot of things that you do. That video the streetcar video was the one that she liked was a repost of the video I did like the first time, and it's like every time that video gets posted, it's like 200,000 or like 300,000. It's like I guess to always like maximize the most out of that moment that you may, you know, get, because it always is like it's always a good moment. It's always gonna do.
Yeah, and I think they should be resurfaced like quarterly or however you do it, because you have new people coming in each time. There's some people who didn't find me when I was doing the Field Effect. They found me all the way on Major League Independent, you know? So all that shit that was hidden back then gonna hit today too.
Yeah, for real.
Yep.
What you got? You said you had some.
Yeah, I got some questions for I got some questions for y'all I wanted to ask, because I'm an artist myself and I'm independent, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be a lot of things that I be wondering like, I wonder what this person would do. I wonder how this person go about this situation, because I know how I'm going about this situation. So, all right, since we was just talking about moments, the first question was, how have you learned how to not get caught in big moments, and how do you react to big moments?
I learned to not get caught in them by just like continuing to hoop. There's nothing worse than like getting in the game and making like a big shot, and then at the end of the game they like, yeah, he had 2 points. And it's like, nigga, you were so hyped about that one big shot. It's like, it's a whole fucking game left. You gotta make more shots than that, buddy. You feel me? Like, it was cool, you got the foul 3-point play, but there's more game.
You still gotta win the game.
Right. You feel me? So for me, that's my ideology and logic. I understand that. I know that the game is still going. So I just can't sit in that one spot, because I want to break records and make history, and 1 point just not gonna do it for me.
It's that follow-up, like we were saying. Like, I think you're already thinking about doing that. Like, if somebody finds me off of a big moment, well, I'm gonna hit them with 18 more big moments, and you gonna love me. You might like me now, but you gonna love me when I'm done.
And maximizing that energy, like when you in a flow, go.
Yeah.
If you having them and they hitting and they coming, go. Don't stop and be. Because what happens is we'll have moments or something big happen and we stop and we get into this strategizing phase and it be more planning than doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like niggas be like, man, well now we got it. And it's like, no, nigga, you got to do what the fuck you did to get that.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel me?
You
Yeah.
wasn't over there strategizing on a big moment. It just happened.
For real.
all, right?
You never strategize it. It just like
Right.
happened.
Yeah, you
It
can't
happens.
strategize and then
Yeah.
it don't happen.
Yeah, you got to maintain that flow. When you in a pocket, let people. I think that's the thing that we've kind of lost in today's game. That back then they understood and embraced. Like Lil Wayne is the Lil Wayne he is because of the mixtape REEZY era. Like we got so much Wayne that we loved. It was like, damn. Again, you could Drake. When
Yeah.
Drake was first hitting, boy, it was so you could find so much Drake you loved. It's like we can't miss him.
Yeah.
Right.
But now we in a phase where like, I don't exist no more.
Yeah.
You'll find one from a nigga and then they disappear and it's
Yeah.
like, that's cool. But if you really want to be, if you want people to like, if you want to be a household name, your name got to exist within the household.
Yeah.
And it's only going to exist within the household if they see you often, they talk about you often because you always present.
Yeah. Because this is like the swipe of a thumb, you could just be forgotten and never
gone.
seen again.
You go, oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
But if you swiping your thumb and out of them 20 swipes, you seen me 4-5 times
Yeah.
in 4-5 different ways,
Yeah.
you remember me.
Yeah. For
All
real.
them other niggas you forgot,
Yeah.
Right.
but you remember me.
Because it's so like, you know, it'd be sometimes you just be on your phone and then you hear something going in the house and you just go to it and Instagram refresh your feed and you never see that again.
Right, it's
You know?
gone.
There was a point in time where every time we did interviews or seen people, they'd be like, every time I open up my phone, you on it.
Yeah.
Damn, how often do you post a day?
Yeah.
And it's like enough for you to see me?
Yeah. For real. Because that's what it's like. Technically, every like, you see, you know, you don't technically, you may not see him post, but you hear Drake all the time. You hear his songs on the radio. You see fan pages posting them. Like, so it's always
He's always in your mix.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the power of like seeding too. Like even if you not talking, then somebody got to be talking about you.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
you to exist within the
Yeah.
space.
I feel like that's what labels do really well. That's why artists
Yeah.
can go years without dropping because there's a machine working in the background that's making sure
keep the
everybody's
noise
talking
moving.
about them.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
That's
when you
easy.
ain't got no label, it's like, boy, you better be talking about yourself.
Oh God. If
For
you
real.
ain't got no label and no infrastructure and no budget pushing you and seeding you all these places, so you
Yeah.
always in the mix, you better be talking about your own shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You better
'Cause
be
you the
talking
only
about
nigga
your
talking.
own shit.
For real.
Otherwise, nobody talking about
Because it's like
it.
you put in like all the like it's like you go through life experience, you get the courage to make it, you go record, you lay down, you do 100 takes, you finish it, you be like, this good. You put it
Russ
put
do
it out,
one.
and then oh, you do one.
Let's do
My
one
bad,
take.
dog.
You do one
But-
take
You
and then you put it out.
lost me there.
But you go through it, you go through the experience, and you talk about it once. It's like, what was the point?
All that build up to like
Right.
to post the album cover and be like, hey guys, drop the album.
I texted a rap about that. He put out a project, and I was like, you didn't post it. Why you didn't post it? Like, it's a good project. I found it because like I'm just a consistent listener.
diving, yeah.
Why you didn't like? You got to put this out. Like, don't nobody know. Like, I know it. Like you think, but it's like if you don't share it, people won't listen.
Right.
I ain't gonna say it went to waste, but it's like you can't afford to not tell people.
You know what I was thinking? Because I just recently dropped my first poetry project.
Yeah.
And it was like-
Congratulations.
thank you. And I didn't post it for a couple days because I was scared. Like I was scared for people to go listen. Like I put it on Even and I was like proud of the Even one because I know you got to be a fan of me to go pay to listen. But you don't got to be a fan of me to go listen on streaming services. And I was like afraid of all of those people who don't really love me and support me, like having something negative to say, or I don't know, like it was just, I was in my own way. And I think that's like what people go through too. It's like they afraid of their own greatness. Like they don't want to like share it with the world because they don't want other people to like ruin it or like have the wrong opinion about it. But it's like everybody gonna have an opinion.
So how did you like? What just gave you the courage to just put it out?
I gotta walk it like I talk it, like
Yeah.
for real. And working with Mally all the time, and like me and him be having long talks about his art and putting his music out and not chasing perfection and like having those conversations, it's like looking in the mirror. It's like, bro, if you want it, then you
Yeah.
got to do the work to go and get it.
Yeah.
But if you don't really want it, then shut up. Go do something else. But don't talk about wanting it if you ain't going to work and do it, you know?
Facts. That's for real.
Yeah. Is that the roof?
Yeah, we got a little leak.
They
They did over here.
did this hard.
Yep.
Got to kill the fear. All right, next question. Community. I got these in headings. Can you be transparent on community engagement? I know it's probably the second biggest factor to an artist's career other than like the music. What's the ideal place every artist should strive to be at with their community?
In it.
Great
In it.
answer.
We get that question often, and people are like, how you build community? By being in the community. You cannot build a community in which you don't exist. Imagine me throwing a LaRussell show and LaRussell's not there. It's like, how does that work? You can't expect people to. You can't even expect community to rally around you if they don't even know you're a part of the community.
Yeah.
Niggas be like, my city don't support me. We don't see you. You don't support your city, nigga.
Yeah.
What have you done for the city for them to support you? Of everybody in the city, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you have to be in your community and be of the community for you to cultivate community. Otherwise, it never works.
Yeah.
It never works.
For real.
Well, I know my community. I walk down my street and I know who my neighbors
Yeah.
are. Why? Because we there and we outside. If you walk down the street, gonna be like, who is this nigga?
Yeah.
Right. You feel me? You can't expect to get the same love from the neighbors that I get, and I'm here every day.
Yeah.
So with that, it's like you have to really be in it if you want to create. And like, community has become one of those like words that the industry and shit use, where it's like, you know, artists need to build community, and it's like, that's not how it works. Like, you don't really build a community. Like, when you growing up in your neighborhood, you didn't build that, nigga.
Yeah.
I'm just here. Like, that's not something
You know what's
can
crazy
build.
too? The people who go around trying to build community, it'd be like the people who come and knock on your door and try to like get you to join their community.
Yeah.
And niggas hate them. They be like, boy, if you don't get off my doorstep.
It happens
It's not
naturally
real.
when you're in the community. You naturally find out who your neighbors are. You naturally find out who the kids around the block is.
Yeah.
You naturally find out the teachers at the school because you're here.
Yeah.
You can never build that. It has to be done organically and naturally.
Yeah.
What's great? No,
I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say it's just being human. It's like if a human's giving you energy, then just give the human the same energy back. And like over time, it's just like I have a supporter. Her name's Kenzie, and she probably found me like a year ago or something. And she's just like she just loves the music, and I just always check in with her. Like, it's just always a support. So like every time I like drop merchandise or do a show, she like, I'm on a cruise right now. My car not working. Could I cash app you to get the shirt? Or like, could I? I don't live in New Orleans, but I want to donate a ticket to the show. And it's like just the human nurturing of like back and forth, just giving energy to people that's giving energy to you. I think that's being in it, like, not the idea of like, I got to do this, do that. It's really just one-on-one, one person at a time, like engaging with, people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like social media in a way diluted the community because you'll have a large following, but you don't see them as like real people. Like, people be like, I got 80,000 followers.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you got 80,000 supporters. And even that's like not accurate, It's like you have real...
You have 80,000 people watching you.
Right.
That don't mean that they fucking
Right.
with you.
Yeah.
That just mean they watching you.
Right.
It's like when you go open for artists and they got this huge crowd, it's like, it's 10,000 people watching me.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's 10,000 niggas dancing and gigging and yelling.
Yeah.
They're just watching.
Right.
Nah,
but I
facts.
feel like it takes like real, like you were saying, like real conversation and actual, like you have to, they're giving you all of this love and support and they're the reason why you even get to have a career.
Yeah.
And an artist who doesn't nurture that is the reason why they don't have community. Like you just see them as a ticket buyer or as a merch buyer or as somebody who liked your post or a fan.
Yeah.
You see them as a fan and it's like, no, they the reason you get to make a living off of this.
Yeah.
If you don't treat them like such, you're not going to be making a living off of this no more.
Yeah.
And that type of treatment is why niggas like be coming up to me and be like, man, no fan shit or like dick riding because no one wants to feel like a fan, like a fanatic. I'm not a fucking fan.
I'm not a fanatic.
I really fuck with what you do on some real shit. I'm not a fan. I'm a human who fuck with what you do, right? You don't even want to be perceived as that because some people are just fans, and it's like it's no bigger than the hit song. You just have a product I like.
Yep.
It's no bigger, but for like real niggas who want community, it's like I'm not coming on no fan shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to holler.
Yeah, for real.
And it's levels to that too. Like the average fan is like you put out enough product and things for them to enjoy and still be able to support you. But the community level is like it's so much deeper than that. You can't. It's not passive. You really have to like nurture that and care and engage. Like we were saying, like shows. People will do shows and it's like, how y'all doing? Okay, next song.
Oakland. All right, next song.
It's like that's not engaging.
Yeah.
These people bought tickets, left their house, came to your show, paid for whatever at the bar, paid for merch, and you don't even speak to them the whole night.
Yeah.
And though we settled for that as a base, we've allowed people to just do that. That is not what we deserve.
Yeah.
No.
If you go to a live show, I think you should get more than just like a bunch of songs you can listen to in your car. We want to hear the stories. We want to hear you talk. We want to hear you build and communicate. If somebody say something to the crowd, we want to see you respond and react. And that's why like I have recurring fans because they can come to any show and know they'll never get the same experience because I'm a different nigga today than I was yesterday. Yeah. But if I was just doing songs, it wouldn't make sense to come see me 20 times.
Yeah.
And
real.
I was telling Mally like, what makes a great show is when you get like stories in it. Like when the artist is about to do your favorite song and they introduce it with like why they wrote it and what they were going through, it changes how deeply you feel about that song because now you're connecting to it in the same way. Like when an artist performs a song, they know what it means to them. So when they perform it, they feel it. But the average person is like, these are just words.
Yeah.
You tell them the story, and now you guys are both connected on that level of like, this is what it means to us now.
Yeah.
Fire.
He brought some shit.
I'm loving these answers. Yeah, I really appreciate it because it's just, it's just free game.
Free game.
And today Friday, too.
He said it.
And today Friday, too.
He said the word.
All right. What is the most valuable thing you've learned from doing so many shows and throwing your own shows?
I've learned that it's less about the music and more about the experience, the community. I have some shows where I probably only perform like 6, 7 songs, 5. I have shows where I only do 5 songs because I get to talking and moving and bringing people up and how you feel about, like it's less about like people want to come spend that time with you and that light. And yeah, they would love to hear their favorite songs, but they're really coming to be in a space with you. They want to see what it feels like to be like we went to go see Rex Orange County. He's one of like my favorites. And the sound was like bad, but T still left like, man, I'm still a fan just because of like the songs he was singing was good, but he didn't even like speak or communicate to us. If he would have did that too, it would have been like, man, even like we went and seen Giveon and he was exceptional, but it was no community. That's what like I don't need to go see none of them niggas twice.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get that. But if I got that, I see a nigga 10 times.
Yeah.
That's why people go see Dave Chappelle back to back. It's like we love the jokes, but we love just being in the presence and being able to walk with a Dave Chappelle.
Because now it's like you only going to see the person for the perception of the person. Not because they give you like an experience. It's like, oh, it's because this person is why I'm going to accept this.
It's the reason you go see a movie in the movies.
Yeah.
It's like, I want the experience of it.
Yeah.
I could watch this bitch on Netflix, on Amazon.
In 3 days.
You feel me? But it's like, I want this experience of it. Like, it has to be different. I want to meet you. I want to greet you. I want to see my favorite artist. I want to talk to my favorite artist. Like, it shouldn't be discounted. And that's what I've learned from these shows. And a bunch of other little things, like some good game for you. When you opening for other artists, integrate familiarity. Like when we were opening for T-Pain, the first few shows was like, it's funny because people hit me like, those was the best fucking shows. But for us, it was rough because I was like, it was a new base, new mark, new experience. And I learned to integrate familiarity to break that wall. I'll do a song that everyone knows, but I put my verses on it, but keep them hooked. And that start building that energy. And then you start talking. When you open for a different person base, you have to talk. It ain't no just come up here and do your song. Nigga, we don't know you.
Yeah.
We don't
Who
care.
are you?
Yeah. We didn't even come for you.
We didn't even come for you. Who are you?
Yeah.
It's
God.
almost like you going to a nigga house and you sitting in the living room and another nigga walk in and just sit in there with you. And you like,
Nothing.
who are you, nigga?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like you really have to talk and create that atmosphere. Like bring people into your world beyond the music.
Yeah, because it's really like, I had opened up for Wale in New Orleans at the House of Blues. It was my first time at the House of Blues, and in my mind, it was like, I was like, even if I know I believe that I'm, the best performer that's gonna hit the stage, but I'm like, they're ready for Wale to come out like right now. Like they,
Oh, God.
I know I'm rapping, but like they ready for who they came for to come out. But
God.
in the meantime, I need to make sure like I'm giving them life. I'm giving them like.
Warm them up.
Like, just, you said being familiar with something. I rapped over Otis at the show. I had to give him some real rap. But yeah, I definitely, what about you? What do you think about, what have you learned, T, in the performances that y'all have done and seeing the experience from your point of view?
I agree with everything that LaRussell said. I was going to say when you were talking about like the banter and getting to know people early on, I had said like people go to concerts to meet their favorite artists. If they wanted to just hear your music, they could play it in the car. So if you go up there, and you're just playing the track and you rapping over it, oh my God. I'll walk out. Like I'm not staying for a show.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I wish there was tomatoes. This is terrible.
Yeah.
We leave.
And then like with like the talk and the experience and everything, it can't be rehearsed. Like you can rehearse it and that's cool, but it's not gonna feel genuine. Like you're gonna know that it's rehearsed as a fan. And you'll rock with it because it's like they might tell a story that is entertaining or that I like, but it's like you better be really good at telling that story because it's just not like it doesn't connect.
And there's a skill to be. There's two different forms of that, right? I witnessed T-Pain do it every night, and every night felt fresh and new because he applied that. But there's some artists that get on stage and you could tell like they practice this. I need y'all to do this. Then this side do this, and we gonna do this. Y'all say it, and it's like. That shit be corny because it's like it's not specific to us. It don't feel like this is for us. It's like you just made this shit up in your room and brought it out here. So it has to still feel original and organic. Tailor it. When I go to different cities and I'll do like area code songs, I'm asking the crowd, what's the area code out here?
Yeah.
You feel me? I really don't be fucking knowing, but it's like it allows them to get involved in it. They be screaming.
Because he could have looked it up beforehand, knowing he was going to do it. But he doesn't intentionally so they can figure it out.
Yeah.
So they could be a part of the process. Involve them in the show.
Yeah.
So you'll have a grander show because they feel like they participate. And if I'm just watching, that's different than my participation. You feel me?
And lastly, introducing yourself to the team that is going to be operating the show. Like LaRussell always goes and introduces himself to the sound tech.
Yeah.
Everybody.
He holds your show in his hands.
For
if
real.
you piss him off, the fans ain't gonna hear a word you said. Your sound terrible.
And if you never introduce yourself,
He
you
don't
already
care.
feel away.
Yeah.
You ain't even come talk on lights, on video, who the stage managers, all. You ain't come
Everything.
talk to none of us. You just hopped on stage and now you talking about, oh, turn me up. Oh, it's like, nigga, you didn't.
Turn my monitors
niggas
up.
do that.
Yes.
You feel me? And it's like you have to really treat and greet everyone so they feel good about their job and what they do. When I come from soundcheck and we have a good one, I tell them, man, that was amazing. That was great. And it makes them excited to do what they got to do for the night.
Yeah, because they control your show.
Yep. Learning their names, even if you got to write it down on your phone so you can remember everybody. Like those little things, they change how people feel about you, which changes the experience they had with you, which means they want you to come back. And then next time, let's say you go to you open at the House of Blues for Wale. Now you big enough to go do it on your own, and they remember you.
Or they doing something and they gonna ask for you because
Exactly.
you left the imprint on them. Like you shouldn't be able to lead a building without niggas like.
Yep.
You feel
Yep.
me? They gonna ask for you.
And that's for everybody. Like I love, especially our team, because we all carry that same energy. There'd be like a security person at like the door that controls backstage. Everybody know his name. Everybody agree. Oh yeah, you holding it down, you know, like, and he just sitting on a chair guarding the door all night.
Right.
Most people don't even speak to him, but everybody on our team gonna make sure we speak to him because that's what we do.
Yeah, that's amazing. Get a round of applause for that. We do need some buttons out here.
I do, but for some reason they don't be. I'm a mess with
she
this.
had an episode where she was pushing buttons and no sounds was happening. Nigga, she thought she was over there getting busy on the one.
What's crazy is we did it before and there was sounds. I think he sabotaged it. Honestly.
I got 2 more good questions. T, this question is, well, but y'all both can answer. Whoever want to answer first. The importance of having systems in place. In terms of, you know, content, performance. Like, I know as I'm growing, it's a system for everything to make the operation in the machine run. So if y'all could, you know, speak on that.
I think it's crucial to scaling. If you want to operate without a system, you could still operate, but it's gonna take you a long time to grow. But what's crazy is everything has a system that you're already doing. You just don't be like conscious of it. And my superpower is like, it's really because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to do something hella times, especially if I already figured out how to do it. Once I know the steps to get something done, I'm writing them down. We used to have like a larger team that helped edit and stuff. I had typed out and did video references to exactly how we want things done. And now I could send that to anybody. Every time we bring somebody on, it's done. I never have to think about it again. And that's the value of a system. It increases productivity. I could spend 4 hours on something, or I could create a system and chunk that down to 1 hour.
Yeah. We used to, our offer-based shows, we used to do everything through an Excel sheet. So we had to go in manually, every single one, do Cashapp here, market. Now we got a ticketing site. And it's like,
Yeah,
it made every
easy.
systems is necessary for everything, for life, in life. Like imagine when you having a child and you go to the hospital and nobody know what the fuck going on. And they just got to figure it out right there.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you come in, you check in, they're going to send you to the labor unit. When you get to the labor, they're going to get you on IVs and shit. Then they're going to, imagine if that system's not in play. You'd be uncomfortable the entire process because you don't really know what the fuck going on.
Even if everybody had already done it before, if they don't have it like chunked down to like, once we go here, we go here, we go here, and they got you going, looping around, it might take longer.
And it's harder to integrate new people into the flow and the process. You feel me? So a system is necessary for everything you do. Figure out a system that works. You know, how we do content scheduling, send it out for caption. Everything is a process and a flow that makes it easier for us to do it. I wouldn't be able to put out fucking 2,000 pieces of content a year if I didn't have a system. If I was just sitting here like, oh, I'm gonna post now from my never.
Your life operates off of a system. If you think about it right now, when you wake up first thing in the morning, you damn near go through the same. When you go to take a shower, you go through the same system to get from dirty to clean. It's like everything.
You going to the airport, for you to get here, it was an entire system in place to make sure you made it to San Francisco from Louisiana.
Safely. Too. Like that's the priority always, is like efficiency and getting it done well, you know, like I feel like you can't get to the level of greatness that you're desiring if you don't establish systems to get you there.
Not at all.
And thinking like ahead of systems, because like my dad, he be building my merchandise sites for me, right?
Fire.
So it's like, it's a lot of buttons that go into place to make, like when you building the site, to make sure it's not to where they could just get to the product as soon as possible. Because you have too many buttons, or this button don't connect. What happened after they click this? Or what happened after they do this? Or when they come to the show, once they enter, what happens after they enter? Is it a viewing? Is it a, you know, talking? Is it music? Like what happens then? What happens there? And all of that. Those systems just allow a flow.
An experience.
Yeah.
All of those cultivate a certain experience. Like some people, that's why there's some shows you can't even get energies out of a crowd because they're so uncomfortable with the process of coming in and how people feel. They weren't greeted properly at the door. Like we don't do shows without our people in the front. As soon as you come through the door, you're going to meet somebody from Goodcompenny, or you're going to meet one of us. So you're going to feel good about just being here. We make sure the way you spoken to and the way you feel coming into our shit is a certain level of experience, and that's all through a system and a flow.
Do you think like, that just made me think. So when, you know, you're going to be, I think y'all gonna be doing arenas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Very
for certain.
soon. Do you feel like it's the same? Not the same because it's gonna be amplified, but even at the arenas, y'all still in the front when
Yep,
they pulling up.
We
Oh,
just
yeah.
did Fairground.
Yeah.
2,500 people.
Yeah.
You feel me? And it's the same. They had a security that they like to use in contract, but our niggas is right there beside them.
Yeah.
This is what we do. This is what y'all do. When they come here, this is what we do. This is what y'all do. We don't allow anyone to be able to alter the experience of the people supporting us. Because if they have one bad experience with a security or a front person, it's a reflection of me. And it's like, we're not gonna have that. So you always have to integrate your people within the process of the flow to make sure people are getting what LARUSSEL'S would want them to get. Because a nigga who don't know you gonna handle people however they handle people with the knowledge and insight they have. And even to that, before our fairground show, I had a meeting with all the security and I told them how much this means to me and why it means this and what I expect from them and what they can expect from us. You know, you have to have those, like, as a leader. If you're not leading, then
They gonna do anything.
You're
they
not
do
in
their
control.
own- they gonna lead with their own experience of how they think it should go. But if you tell them how you want it to go, then it gives them a better expectation of what they should be doing.
Or how ideal show runs. This is how our
Exactly.
shows run. This is what every artist
And
usually
making
does.
it like that show was so fun. Me, LaRussell, and Splash are riding around on bikes, and then some of our crew is on electric scooters because it's huge, the property. And every time something, I'm telling everybody as I'm riding around, like, my phone on loud, here's my phone number if you need me. If you have anything where you're slightly unsure, give me a call and I will be there. The second there was something that they were unsure about, I was there. We figured it out. Everybody left comfortable and like appreciative of how diligent we were on making sure that it was done well.
Wow. Power of communication.
the final one.
All right. It's kind of two, but I'm gonna do both of them actually because it's Free Game Friday. The people need the game.
They need it.
They need the game. These were great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. How can independent artists do deals?
Ooh, it's good. It's good.
This is very, 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 very wide question. There's so many deals that you can do as an independent artist. So when you say deals, what do you mean?
Let's just say like with a project or like music or
Like a record deal?
Yeah.
So on the record side, so just as an artist, you have several branches off your tree, right? As an artist, you're the tree. And then you have all these branches. You have music, you have merchandise, you have touring, you have branding, you have those are like your pillars.
Yeah, and then there's
you have
there's things within the pillars.
There's things within each of these sections. You know, one branch that had hella little branches coming
Yeah.
off of it. So on music side, you could do your recording and you could do your publishing, and then you have sync licensing deals. And then you have deals where you could do like, well, I guess it would be a sync opportunity, like jingles and shit. So publishing and recording are the mains. And on that end, you could do deals that's based off like an artist deal where you kind of get a royalty off of someone else owns the master and they pay you a royalty off of it. Or you could do distribution deals where you're just getting paid to distribute your music through a specific channel. So with a distro deal, you're really doing most of the work. They're going to distribute the music, and then you get a lion's share of the revenue. And sometimes it'll come with artist services. In a record deal, it's a different game.
Yeah.
You know, you're negotiating differently because they're coming with a marketing spin. They may be giving you funds that go along with it. You may be getting in advance that could be recoupable, or it could be a profit share. A profit share means if I give you $100,000, we're going to make $100,000 back. That's going to go straight to me, and then we're going to split everything. A recoupment deal means if I give you $100,000, you're going to recoup that out of whatever percent you have. Say we're on a 50-50. If I give you $100,000, you need to make $200,000 back, and then we'll split. You know, so it could be that deep. Then you have publishing. On the publishing end, you could do a co-pub deal or you could do a publishing admin deal. A co-pub deal means we're going to split publishing and they're going to go pitch you for opportunities. Everything you land, you guys will split that publishing revenue. A publishing admin deal means they're just going to administer your publishing. So they're going to go register it with all the collection agencies and societies and they'll just get a smaller percentage of it, but you still own all your publishing.
Got you.
And then you have sync licensing that'll come for like a TV show or a video game or anything. And usually that's just, they'll send you a fee that they think works for them. They'll say, hey, we want to use this song for this. This is the part of the song we want to use. This is what we're willing to pay. And you can negotiate whether you want that or not.
Yeah.
When you do a sync deal, you get paid from the master and you get paid from the publishing. Everyone who owns a percentage of the publishing get paid. Everyone who owns a percentage of the master get paid. Yeah.
That was good.
That's
that was
them.
really succinct. Great job.
You heard?
Free game Friday.
You are tuned in now.
Oh, God. And then, well, there's more. And then on the
But
torrent.
wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's more.
And then on the torrent side. So torrent is special too because the same deals apply, but you could do it. You could do a deal however you see fitting. So you could go to a touring company and say, hey, I want to do 10 shows with you guys so I can utilize your infrastructure. This is the split I want. Or a touring agency can come to you and say, we'll advance you royalties to do this tour. This is how many dates it is. This is what we project. And you could do it that way.
You should speak on exclusivity and non-exclusivity within these deals too.
Every deal, right? A lot of majors, touring agents, just about anyone you do a deal with, they usually try to push for exclusivity. And I'm always pushing for non-exclusivity. So exclusivity is meaning like you can only do this with us. So if you sign a record deal, they're going to say, we want you exclusive to us. If you sign a Def Jam, you can't go drop some shit with Columbia. You need to drop it with us. We need to have first rights, right? I always push for non-exclusive because I'm building a new industry where it's like, I'm going to work with whoever I want to work with, but I'm going to give you what you need too. So for me, like all of my distro deals have been non-exclusive. It's been exclusive to the master, so I can only deliver this song here, but I've made them non-exclusive to where when I want to go drop my other shit with video, I could go there. If I want to go drop with Command Shift, I can go there. If I want to drop here, I can go do whatever the fuck I want, but I'm still going to give you your deliverable. So if I owe you 15, you're going to get 15, but I don't have to just stay here and do it.
It doesn't have to be the first 15 you release. He can do 7 over here, and then he can go to another place and drop 3, and then come back over here.
You're not owned.
Yeah. Hold on. He's going. Yeah. We almost.
Exclusivity and non-exclusivity is like when your girl trying to go steady.
Yeah. Right? And then you have when you do. Yep. When you have shows, there's like radius clauses that you'll see in your contract. We try to exclude. We always try to eliminate radius clauses because it's like you can have a show and they don't want you to do another show within that range of 50 miles to 100 miles 3 months prior or 3 months after. That don't make no sense. That's stopping 9 months of your money for one show that's not gonna pay you 9 months worth of money. You know, so all these things are negotiable. When you start going into your deal phase and contract phase, know that there's no rules. I've gotten deals that niggas ain't got because I asked for it.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I made it make sense for somebody. So just know that there's no rules.
And if they do want those radius clauses and those exclusive rights, it's going to be a higher fee.
Yep, pay for it.
Yeah, like when you do negotiate, if they really push for those things, be like, okay, so if I can't do a show for 9 months in this area, you got to pay me a 9 month worth fee. It can't be the same fee for, you know?
Yeah.
I
Stopping
appreciate
your
that.
paper.
Yeah.
I got some knowledge from that.
Right.
Last question.
Half. We got 5 minutes.
Standing ground. How important is knowing your values when moving through this entertainment world?
Extremely. If you don't know what you worth, somebody else gonna tell you what you worth, and you gonna have to accept it because you don't know your own value. So you just gonna take that as what you worth. A nigga come and be like, "Hey, I need $20,000 for 3 albums," and you gonna be like, "Sure," because you don't even know what that's worth to you. You haven't determined your own value. And I like this saying of like, you don't have to know what you're worth, but you have to know what you're not worth. Like you don't know what you worth right
Yeah.
now. I don't know what the fuck I'm worth, but I know I'm not worth that.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna accept that. You feel me? And you have to stand very firm in that because niggas are push and pull, and niggas are put shit in your head of like, man, but you ain't got no hits, and you'll fizzle out. You gotta activate during this time, and you have to remember, like, I'm the nigga that make this happen.
Yeah.
My train move because I get in that seat and I move that bitch.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing pushing my train but me. But people will convince you that it's something outside of you that's making it all exist, and it's the time, and it's the and it's like, no, if you can create a moment, you can create another. I can create another moment 10 years from now, and I could have created one 10 years before, and I have because it's always been in me, and you have to remember that, like, you the mover of your world.
Right. And people will try to, one time Russ got booked for something and it was a lower fee and they wanted to rebook him and they tried to do the same fee, but it was time later. And it was like, well, why we can't do that? We did it before. Because that's not what I said now.
Yeah.
I'm worth more now because that's what I said.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. People don't get to tell you where you at with it. If you feel like you've grown, then you have.
And stand firm because niggas only do that in this. There's no niggas going to McDonald's saying, well, I paid 99 cents for a cheeseburger back then. And it's like, all right, nigga, well,
go find you a
Yeah.
99 cent
That's not
how much it
somewhere
costs.
you're
else.
not gonna eat today. So stand firm in the shit that you believe in and make sense, but also be malleable.
Yep.
One thing I do regret earlier in my journey, I wasn't super malleable. Like I was. Once some shit threw me off, it was like, nigga, fuck you. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I wasn't malleable enough to be like, oh, that doesn't work. Let's try this because this would make more sense. And I want to work with you, but I just don't like how that made me feel. You feel me?
Yep.
So be malleable. Be firm on the things that's like, no, we not moving off this, but be malleable on the things that's like, we should be able to figure this out.
You got to know what your non-negotiables are.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't infringe on your non-negotiable, then be willing to work.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
It's been another legendary episode of
Yeah.
Free Game.
Yeah.
Oh, just free
We
game.
got LARUSSEL'S on this hoe, man. His first time in the Bay Area. Y'all finna see a lot of content come from him just being here. He only here a couple days, but we finna get it in while he here.
Before we go, can you tell the people where they can find you at if they don't
You
know?
can find me at LAREEZY. Instagram is LAREEZY Music, LAREEZY. On my platform is LAREEZY, LAREEZY, like Louisiana.
Like LaRussell.
Like Louisiana. Yeah.
LaReezy,
Yeah.
LaRussell and LaReezy. You know what's hella crazy? I hate when niggas do that when they be like, plug where people can find you.
Really?
Every time in my head, I'm like, I hate this shit.
Well, I feel like they
That's
might
why
not
I'll
know.
be like, bro, just go, you know.
Oh, you know what? From now on, we're going to be like, and you can find him in the bio below.
No, and, I
'Cause we
mean,
gonna add
I just feel like too, like when you do certain shit and you speak a certain way, you move a certain way, people want to go find you, and the people who want to will.
Yeah.
They will.
ain't gotta
they
force
just
it.
get there. They
Yeah.
just get there.
But what if you wanted to find him and it wasn't like plugged in the video and you like, damn, who was that guy?
They get there. I always get there. The niggas who want to be there get there.
Yeah.
And those are the people who are like. Remember, I used to always be like, nigga, but Stretch be like, make it easy for people to
On
support
me.
you. But I'm always, you know.
We don't
It's just
gotta
when you have to
complicate
do it 1,000 times, I'll be like, you can find me at.
Yeah, we'll just we'll put bios below.
Yeah, go in YouTube and type in LARUSSEL'S.
LaReezy.
Let us know what y'all thought about this episode.
I love it.
Bye, guys.
Nah, we don't give a fuck about that.
We gonna cut that. We gonna cut that.
Good shit.